Hello everyone, today I would like to read out the 12th chapter titled At the Prison from my manuscript The Imprisonment. This is a fictional story created for awareness and storytelling. It does not promote or justify any form of crime or harmful activity. Viewer discretion is advised. I'd like to read out the story. After months of delay, Darshan finally received approval from higher authorities. The project could now begin. All obstacles had been cleared. Even the name Shantighar had been quietly approved internally, though to the outside world it would still be called a prison. Only a few officials understood its true purpose. Meanwhile, Archana continued visiting the prison. Sometimes she bought sweets, sometimes food from outside vendors, but none of it ever reached the prisoners. It was always distributed among the beggars outside. She still did not have permission to serve anything inside. She kept requesting the jailer and the superintendent. The answer remained the same. No access, no entry into the cell. Even familiarity did not cross professional boundaries. Darshan continued working on his project and kept trying to secure permission for her. Finally, after several attempts, Archana received approval. She had 1 month to cover the story. The next morning, she woke up early. She was excited, but somewhere within, fear remained. Samir. Despite everything she had learned, she could not overcome it. As she stepped into that section of the prison, Anamika sat close to the iron bars of her cell. Samir sat quietly on his bed. They were not speaking. Both cells were heavily guarded. The glass partition between them was missing, a clear sign that the place needed renovation, or perhaps fate had arranged it this way. Anamika looked pale. The interrogation had not been physical but mentally exhausting. She looked simple, calm, almost fragile, and yet she stood accused of a serious crime. Archana avoided looking at Samir. Gathering her courage, she walked towards Anamika. Anamika stood up and greeted her with a faint smile. Archana smiled warmly. My name is Archana. I'm a writer trying to cover your story. I admire your work. Anamika looked at her. Do you still admire me after seeing me here? Of course, Archana replied. I'm sure you haven't committed any crime. You've been framed. Anamika shook her head calmly. That's not true. I have committed a crime. Archana froze. I influenced women to undergo abortion and hysterectomy. The honesty was unexpected. Archana gathered herself and asked, What made you do this? May I know your story? Anamika smiled faintly and began. 40 years ago, I was born not far from here. My parents were teachers. My father taught physics and my mother taught mathematics. I was their only child, but they never made me feel alone. They gave me the best education. From the opposite cell, Samir spoke quietly. And yet, you still landed here. For the first time, Archana looked at him. He looked ordinary, not like the image she had imagined. No fear, no chaos, just a man. She quickly looked away. Anamika continued. I wanted to understand people, especially children, so I chose psychology. My parents supported me. I was good at speaking. I won many competitions. That became my strength. I joined a global speakers platform, and that is how I became a motivational speaker. My life was simple, but when I started observing the world, crime, violence, I began to feel an aversion towards it. The media made it worse. Every story, every headline increased my fear. My parents passed away when I was 30. They never saw my success or my fall. Archana listened silently, trying to understand how such an ordinary life could take such a turn. Time was up. She had to leave. She walked out of the prison with a heavy heart, carrying questions, truths, and a story that was far from over. That's all for the day. Do let me know your thoughts about this chapter by writing in the comment section. Thanks for watching and thanks for your time.